Hola, from Colombia. 21 months ago, I started my Within My Power YouTube channel. I was terrified. I'm a dentist by profession. My comfort zone is in a very close one on one relationship. Speaking on camera was not what I ever dreamed of doing, but I felt the push to go in this direction. Hola, from Colombia. With the present great world confusion, I wish to do my part to accelerate the evolution of human consciousness. Please help by subscribing and sharing these videos. Thank you. Today, I'm certain that this push came from my soul and not my ego. After a few months, I realized I must push myself further and make videos in Spanish. Spanish is my fourth language, and since I only started speaking Spanish at 50, I feel quite limited in vocabulary and grammar. The push from my soul was strong enough, and therefore I overcame my fears and started Spanish videos. After a while, I realized that I should also make the videos in French, because I can. French was the language of my elementary education, only 6 years, but I managed to maintain a relatively good level of competence speaking it. I knew from the beginning that I will never monetize my videos, but I did have expectations to grow in viewership. That didn't happen. I realized that I must speak from my heart and not from my head. So many people provide amazing information on YouTube, and therefore I do not need to repeat it in any way. So what makes me unique? And what is it that I have to offer that really sets me apart? The answer finally came, and I realized that I must share my personal experiences. Whatever I lived in this physical body, and offer the effective tools that Personocratia consciousness, which is truth consciousness, and my teacher Guy gave me. So here's a bit of my story. I was a dentist, an extremely successful dentist, making lots of money in my solo dental practice. I did not listen to the news, nor was I interested in politics or the economy for the first 40 years of my life. I was a perfect white sheep. One day, in early 2002, at a dental conference, and after our speaker, while promoting a financial conference, said something that shocked me. He said the RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan, which is money I was putting into a plan for my retirement, does not belong to me and can be confiscated by the government because it is registered. I thought the speaker was saying total nonsense, but this forced me to look deeper into it. This is how I found G. Edward Griffin and the book The Creature from Jekyll Island, a second look at the Federal Reserve. Up until that moment, I had never heard of the Federal Reserve and its role in the US economy. Once I heard the name, like most people, I believed it's a federal institution. Well, it's not federal, and it has no reserves. It is a private banking cartel, and back in 1913, the bankers gave themselves the legal right to create money out of nothing and to infinity, destroying the purchasing power of the dollar over the last 100 years to a level of 3 cents. Today, the value destruction of the dollar, because of the trillions of dollars created, is at an insanity level, and it's obvious that the middle class will soon be totally destroyed. This is when I learned that at least 99% of income taxes go directly to this banking cartel and not the government. I realized that the 50% income tax that I was paying in Canada goes to wars, killings, manipulation, and most importantly, complete control of the human population. I stopped paying the income tax, but I did it openly by informing the Canadian government that I will no longer participate. I could not live with myself knowing that 50% of my energy in the form of this income tax was used for pure evil. They left me alone for almost 9 years. And they also never answered any of the questions that I sent them. In 2011, I was arrested. To make this story short, I accepted a 2-year, 4-month jail sentence and a $1 million fine. At the time that I accepted the $1 million fine, I did not know that the government would confiscate all of my wealth and leave me penniless, completely unable to pay a $1 million fine in my lifetime. The perfection in this story is that for 9 years before my arrest, I was learning the ugly truth in every aspect of the illusion we live in. I heard about Dr. Guylaine Langto and her bestseller, The Medical Mafia. I purchased and read the book as well as her other book, What the Hell Am I Doing Here Anyway? Further, I purchased and read all of the Personocratia booklets that were available at the time. I was also able to attend a 1-day seminar and a 2-day workshop before my incarceration. Because of the information and the tools provided to me, example, I was able to live the jail experience in consciousness. I was still suffering, but I was suffering consciously. In other words, I had a fairly good idea of why I was living this extreme experience and understood, at least at the mental level, the purpose of it. I do not believe there are many people who live the jail experience in consciousness. I did. And this is why I know I must share my experiences and also provide the information and the tools that were given to me by Personocratia consciousness with those individuals who are now ready to accept it. I recognize that very few people are ready, but I also recognize that the present great world confusion is an evolutionary gift for humanity. The decision will come down to evolve rapidly or suffer tremendously and die. I'm very grateful to the divine for living at this most incredible time. The economic, financial, political, and environmental conditions on planet Earth with COVID-19 are forcing this evolution of truth consciousness to speed up exponentially. There's only one solution. The solution involves challenging work, and it must be done at the individual level. First, I must become aware of my true identity. I must deeply understand who I am. First, remember, and then understand who I am. However, an awareness, a mental understanding of my true identity without individual, constant, and conscious action is not going to be enough. I must make the decision take action, and I must not quit, no matter what happens to me. A very small percentage of people are ready for this accelerated, high-speed evolution of consciousness. However, with COVID-19, it is obvious to me that so many more people are suffering because they lost hope. They cannot imagine a normal, comfortable future anymore. A young pilot that I know borrowed $100,000 for his studies and spent many years training just as he got a job with a major airline company and everything seemed perfect. COVID came along and the tourist industry collapsed. He was now in a depression because he cannot see a way out of this tragedy. I do not know what he or anybody else must do. Only your soul knows what you must do. What I am offering are the tools and the method to make contact with your soul. Once you have contact with your soul, your true self, you will know what you have to do, and you will start acting in congruence with your true self purpose. Will you join me in this amazing adventure? If my words resonate with you, please contact me. My contact information is below. Infinite